Okay. YouTube and stuff. Somebody wanted to know how I made the EMP and a little bit more detail on it. So, this is the simple version with just the photo flash thing. So what you'll get is you won't have this big, long, hefty wire coming out of it, but you'll have a capacitor, something similar to this, and it should be colored black, most likely. And you'll have it attached like this, and it'll probably be longer and skinnier. And it will be attached like this or like this onto a board, approximately this size. There's another board that I have which is quite a lot larger. Just take the board out of the camera, put it in there. Remember which one's positive and negative. You can tell that by which way the capacitor's in there. Negative, positive, because there's nothing on that side, but there's a negative line on that side. So remember which way you put it and put the wires in there accordingly. And then take your capacitor, and not the only capacitor, but the ones from the other cameras or whatever source of capacitors you got. Strip the wires back like this and hook them up in a rail configuration like this, but not with this large amount of capacitors. You'll just have like 2 or 3 on there, but you'll use these wires as your railing. And once you do that, you'll just hook it up. I'm not going to power this thing on because I don't even have a battery, and I don't even know if this circuit's any good anymore since it's been crushed in all sorts of directions. You'll hook them up in your string. This isn't even right. And you'll have like a bunch of string on your thing there. Then what you'll do is you'll get a wire that looks like this. You'll have to make one. And what it is it's got 2 wires on the end. They come up to here, and then there's another wire that comes out, another wire that comes out, and then they go on. So when you do that, you can hook it up to your capacitor here. Maybe. If I have enough room to twist it on. And of course, if you want a good joint on this, you'll solder it to where it doesn't spark and stuff when you use it. Alright, and once you get that done, then you'll have this. Now what these wires coming out of it are for your tester, so you can wrap your leads around the tester, and then you'll have extra. And now on this, you have the 2 output leads. One lead will go onto your switch like this, and then I have to get a screwdriver or something to loosen that. I don't know. Just use a knife, I guess. Or tighten it, actually. These screws have gotten tightened loosened all the way to where they're stuck. Alright, once you get that done, you take one of your wires, you wrap it around the screw like this, then you tighten your wire down. Maybe. And then now you got your switch on it, partly, once you've tightened the wire down onto this thing. And then you take your other wire, another piece, like, it doesn't really matter. You'd probably want a longer wire than this, in case something goes wrong and something explodes in your face, which would not be a good thing. And don't use a knife to do this. Use the correct tool. I'm not responsible for anything you do that hurts you, so if you do decide to use a knife to tighten your screws down, it's not my fault if you hurt yourself or cut yourself or blow yourself up because you did it wrong. Alright, and then when you get this, now you take one of these leads and you pop your coil on one, pop your other end on the other end of that coil, which this one here I just loosely wrapped around a soda can. It's quite large for a soda can, but yeah. And then you take the switch or whatever, and you sit it over there. You hook your leads up to your tester like this. And then you grab the tester. Now, when you're going to use it, you take and you turn your tester on to volts DC. The highest setting you can possibly find is probably the best bet for what you got. For me, I've got 400 or 600 volts. This is a little bit more expensive, probably a $20 meter, not a huge overpowering awesomeness, but still decent. Alright, and then you'll have your battery clip on the thing. You'll put a battery in it, or in this one's case, it has two batteries, a positive and a negative. And you'll put your batteries on it and then put a piece of metal over the top of the batteries. And then if it doesn't charge right away, you should hear like a whine. And if you don't hear that, then take these two, or these are the contacts on this one, and cross a wire over them, or a knife or a screwdriver or whatever you use, and it'll start up. On this one here, I think it just auto starts, or it's this switch that kind of got melted together, and you cross the two wires and it will start charging. Now when this one reaches about 230 to 330 volts, your thing should be about done charging. And then with your switch in the off position while it's charging, you take and you flip the switch, and whatever you have sitting in your coil, if it's a weak enough and crappy enough device, should turn off, do whatever it does to reset. Or if it's a really crappy device or you have a lot of power behind yours, it will indeed kill it, and then it won't work anymore, which I've done to a few things with this bank after multiple uses of the device, but it takes quite a bit. And that's how to make the photo flash version of the EMP. It's a really weak one, and it's not so good. I don't know if it'll disable very good calculators or whatnot, but it should disable some smaller, cheaper dollar store version calculators. And once you get that done, just simply take and show it. So that's it. That's pretty much all you need to build it. So when you're done with that, you can keep it for whatever, I don't know. And I'll move on and make another video, hopefully, on how to build the more powerful version where you have to use the wall plug, and you'll plug it in and use diodes. These diodes are very big and overpowered for this thing. You can use those little diodes there, do just fine. So that's pretty much it. We'll see ya.